Hello, Jim. How are you? No, not yet. The movie has only just begun. Sorry if my voice sounds really bad. This mic is pretty. It's basically just like it was like half of a. That's sweet, Jim. I appreciate that. Okay, probably gonna start with some Bloody Palace just to warm up. Oh, thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. DMC5 is awesome. It's probably one of my favorite games this year that's come out. Until I play Sekiro, that is, because that may very well take the place depending on how lit it is. But we're gonna start with Blade Palace. I'll play Nero. I like Nero. You're right. Yeah, when Persona 5 Racing comes out, then I'll just throw out all my games. I'll only have that game. Oh, have you been playing Sekiro, Jim? I've seen so many people play it, which I was kind of surprised by, cause like it's like a Dark Souls game, so like, or well, it's not like a Dark Souls game, but like it's. I guess I just didn't realize that many people would be interested in it. Oh no. Well, that's one way to play it, I guess. So Nero is honestly kind of the hardest I find to play in this game, because a lot of his like systems are like kind of not like as much like attacks and combos. It's more like kind of the stuff on the side that increases your style ranking. So like you see, like when I can rev up his sword, and it's called the Exceed gauge, and when I rev up his sword, it does more damage, and it also kind of changes some properties of the attack. So, like for instance, this rushing forward attack that gets like 3 hits, and it's like does way more damage. But normally it's just this, So there's a couple ways you can increase it. But yeah, there's all yeah. He's a complex boy. please, Jim. Thank you. So, to explain this mode, this is Bloody Palace mode. They actually added it recently. I think like every Devil May Cry has had this mode. I'm sure, I know Devil May Cry 4 has it. I'm sure Devil May Cry 3 had it. I don't know if like Devil May Cry 2 did or Devil May Cry 1 did. But basically the idea is that you go through different stages of the of this kind of level of the Bloody Palace, I suppose. And the idea is that you want to, you know, try and survive and obviously try and get the highest score you can. And the way you do that is by you know, mixing up your combos a bunch and trying different things and you know, really trying to keep all your moves fresh. And the best way to get time, and yeah, it's timed. So you see, like I have 3 minutes and 15 seconds. But if depending on how well I perform, you see there I got more time. So that's why it's you know, it's good to try your best. I was watching videos on this mode actually, and they were saying that it's probably better to just focus on not getting hit and like, you know, efficiency rather than, you know, actual style. Which, you know, is fine, but it's still cool to try and get tricky every now and again. These enemies are kind of annoying because they're... Okay, well that was weird. Those enemies with the scissors are kind of annoying because they, like you can't hit them, but they take like one hit to kill actually, once they reveal their like face behind the mask. So yeah, so mostly what you have to do is you have to break the scissors that they keep blocking with. There I didn't have to do it because, well, they were very kind to me there, and I actually just ended up hitting them. Okay, that's valid, Blake. You can't do that. Did I skip 1 or 2, or did I just not remember? Like stage 1 or 2? I just might have done them. Oh, did I skip 1 or 2? Oh, sorry. You mean of the Devil May Cries? No, I played Devil May Cry 1. I just don't remember if I unlocked like Bloody Palace. Devil May Cry 2, like everyone roasts it because they say it's like too easy and it's just like not as good or whatever. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna like even bother. I have it, like I have the Devil May Cry HD collection for PS3, and that's how I played 1 and 3. So you know, I might give it a try. I don't know. So I want to try and get it. So an S rank is basically like kind of the ideal, and then from there it goes to triple S. First games. I mean, sometimes they're good, sometimes... Oh, the second game. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if it was good, then I would have played it, but I just heard it wasn't, so I'm like, what's the point? It's like Dark Souls 2, like, I'm not that interested in playing Dark Souls 2, so apparently it's not as good, but I played Dark Souls 1 and 3, so I was like... Okay, so I now have an S rank. It's actually kind of harder to get an S rank on the earlier levels because you don't have that many enemies to fight and they die really quickly. So it's pretty difficult to actually like, you know, even like last long enough to like vary up your combos enough that like you can get an S rank. You started with Dark Souls 2. Well, I mean, I guess like that might actually not be too bad then if you started with it, because like then it's just kind of like you work your way up and they get progressively better as you play them. Depending on which one you play next, I guess. I don't know why those guys are even a boss, like, or they're even like on the floor. Like those guys, like, they do nothing. I think there's 101 floors, by the way, just to give you some perspective as to how far I am from beating this. You basically go through like every enemy that like you fight in the game. Yeah, see, I really... So, ideally, I don't want to take any damage because obviously if you take damage you lose a lot of your style points. And also for Bloody Palace, taking damage, you get like an automatic 30 seconds if you don't take damage. So I basically just missed out on that. Which kind of sucks because it seems like it's going to be a little longer. These mother guys always, the mother like praying mantis guys always get in trouble. Man, I am just... This is embarrassing. Okay, well that was just sad. Oh well. Okay, so I was basically playing through because I unlocked like a higher difficulty, so I was playing through the story on that difficulty, so I'll probably go back to doing that. This is a Dante level. I've also been trying to collect all the orbs and stuff that you need to like level up your health. So I gotta pull up the guide for that again.
Completely useless.
He's on screen, Blake, if you're listening. Oh, he was for like a little bit there. Oh, see, you called him dead weight, and then like Nero literally like...
That bastard called me dead weight, but he come all this way for nothing.
Yeah, Nero literally never lets it go. Like, literally till like the very last fight in the game, he's like, I'm not dead weight. Shut up. He's just salty quitting. He's basically showing like, I don't know, this is kind of like right in the middle of the story, so it's a little complicated, but like, basically, they tried to fight this guy at the very start of the game, but they like everyone couldn't fight him, and this is Dante like fucking up, and like he got his ass kicked. And so he's remembering it, that he fucked up.
Enough's enough. Can't let a boy do a man's job. Hey, wait. I'm not done talking yet. Okay, you get some rest. By the way, I guess I owe you one.
I feel like I told you like all the spoilers though, like what happens with B and stuff. There's not too much that like I can't really think of anything else that like I could reveal that is like crazy. Like it's not like there's really any like big twists. Like really the only twist is that Virgil's a part of, or V's a part of Virgil. Bling. Well, this is like halfway through the game anyway, so like big spoilers won't even pop up. I don't think any big spoilers pop up in these parts. Does V die? I mean, kinda. Low key. I don't know. You have to see.
Looks like I
I mean, I guess it possibly could still be alive, but. Okay, so now obviously you can see him play. Okay, you can see him playing as Dante. Dante is a lot more combo focused than the others, and it's kind of supposed to be like the traditional Devil May Cry gameplay, because obviously like the series is just mostly just about him. And so the way you get S rank with Dante is you basically want to mix up your combos as much as you can, and you also want to switch weapons as frequently as possible. And you know, for like, because each attack you do with like a new weapon counts as like a new combo basically. So like if you just keep switching between them, you'll usually rack up a pretty good thing. Like there you go. See, I have S rank. Okay, so these guys drop their eyeballs, and you have to be really careful because their eyeballs are explosive, and so he can blow you. And like I know that because I've learned it, unfortunately, the hard way. And just out of nowhere, they blow up, and I lose my whole combo, and I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But I don't know if you noticed, but what's really cool, what I like about the music in this game is when you get S rank, well, the music starts like when you see an enemy, but then when you start combat, the lyrics actually kick in, but the chorus doesn't actually kick in unless you get an S rank. So that makes the fights, like, it makes it feel more rewarding, I guess, when you get a S rank, because you're like, oh shit, you know, because the music is getting all pumped up. So yeah, so because I'm playing on a higher difficulty and I've already beaten the game, I have basically all the weapons that Dante unlocks. So there's the Coyote A, which you actually start with. It's like a shotgun that oh yeah, that's like a fight that comes up later. Dante has to fight V's like persona guys. It's supposed to be like a reference to Devil May Cry 1 because in Devil May Cry 1, like, because all of V's monsters are based on Devil May Cry 1 the boss fight, which is kind of interesting. Except for Nightmare, I think. Just the Griffin and the Panther. Nightmare, I think, is just like I don't know. So I think there's a secret mission somewhere around here that I have to find. Yeah, well, it's kind of weird because throughout the game, it seems like V wants Nero to beat Virgil, but like, why? But like, why would V want that? Because I think V wants to go back to Virgil, but I don't know. It's a little confusing. What his actual motivations are. I already do this. Yeah, I don't blame you. He deserves better. I feel like I already did this secret mission. Well, if I missed it, whatever. Honestly, I don't even know if we'll do good in this fight good. But I could see them bring V back, cause like, they brought, cause Nero, cause Devil May Cry 4 had 2 playable characters. Well, I guess Devil May Cry 3 did as well. But like, I don't know, I don't know how Dante will fit in the story. I hope they do. I do hope they do. This game is awesome. So these guys are like really fast, the one I like fighting now. And it's a pain in the ass because like, you have to, like, it's just like you can't hit them unless you can dodge them, and then like they take a lot of damage, or they take a lot of hits to die, and it's made worse because like while you're waiting for them to like attack, you lose, you know, like score, because like obviously if you wait too long between attacking, you lose a lot of style points. And yeah, I mean, if I was better, I'd probably try to parry him with a certain target thing. Even though I just kind of did it there. That was sort of smashing. Yeah, in fights like that, I can't really. I can't tell if I did the secret mission here. I wish there was like an easy way to check. Well, I'll find out.
I'm not a fan of ruins. I like my cities lively.
like every time I should go to explain something, I get sidetracked. But I just remembered that I was talking about the weapons. So there's a shotgun. There's this thing called Dr. Faust. It's kind of weird. Like I haven't used it that much, but like basically you use like you see how red orbs. Red orbs are like currency in this game. And this hat lets you use the orbs as like a weapon. But then you can also throw the hat on enemies, and then you can get more orbs from them. Which is kind of cool, and will probably help for like when you need to grind for like more orbs. But like the risk is that I think if you get hit while you have the hat on, you lose orbs. So I don't know. I haven't used it that much, but I was watching a video and like apparently it's like one of the most broken things in this game because there's an attack you can do with it that basically like just annihilates enemies. But you need to have like the blood red orbs, obviously. The other weapon I have are the Catalina and 1 and 2, and this is basically like a dual wield like rocket launchers, and you can like combine them, but I don't think I have that unlocked yet. Okay, so that's like range weapon. Oh yeah, and then there's the Ebony and Ivory, which is like the classic Dante weapons. We've had these like since the very first game. Same with the shotgun too. So like he's always had these. They're just classic. Okay, as for melee weapons, this is the Devil Sword Dante. Dante actually has 3 main swords he goes through in this game. There's the Rebellion, which is the one he's like had like forever, like in almost every Devil May Cry game he's had the Rebellion. And then there's the Devil Sword Sparta, which we saw earlier. It's kind of like a gross looking thing. And then there is the Devil Sword Dante, which is okay, and as for the other melee weapon, is actually the one I'm using right here. This is the Cavaliere. It's basically like a motorcycle that like Dante like transforms into a weapon. It's pretty cool. And then there's these things called the King Cerberus, which are nunchucks that change elements depending on like their weapon effect. So like, and then we also see this one. So like, one time it's like an ice nunchuck thing. Next is like a fire staff looking thing. And then there's an electric one here too. And then I think it's this one. Oh yeah, the Balrog is another one you have that are basically like it's like things on his hands and feet that he uses to attack. So that's kind of oh nice, great game. So those are all the weapons you get in the game. You can switch out which sword you have. It's kind of weird because the sword really changes how Dante attacks. Like before, when you press, okay, I should probably explain the next thing. So, Devil May Cry, I don't remember if it was in Devil May Cry 1, honestly. My music just stopped. What the heck? Oh, okay. YouTube. Rude. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the style system. Or not the style system, but like, Dante's like form of attacks. So, I don't know if you see it, but on the top left corner of the screen, you'll see there's a G, T, S, and R. Those basically represent, Dante's, different styles he can have, in fighting, and most of those styles will affect, how he attacks with the circle button, usually. I think it affects some other things, but, you know, you'll see in a second. Yeah, Dante is definitely the most, kind of the wildest, like, the shit that he has is just ridiculous. But okay, yeah, that's fine, Blake. Just swing back when you're done if you want to, or, you know. I bet it's gonna look awesome here at the beginning. But back to the style thing. So, when Dante, so right now the one I usually use is Swordmaster, because when you press circle while you have Swordmaster on, it basically gives Dante, if I glitched out, huh? It gives Dante more kind of combos to do. And I usually find that, like, whenever I try to get an S rank, I like to, you know, just kind of try and mash, like, every button you have to, like, do a combo. And I find that's usually the best way to try and get an S rank, at least for Dante. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Double S. I'm actually not doing too bad on this. I did pretty bad on the other Dante level. Enough difficulty. So okay. So hang on, I'll beat these enemies and I'll explain the system more. So yeah, so Swordmaster basically gives you more combos essentially for each weapon, which is really cool. How like even though like it basically makes every weapon more versatile, which is pretty awesome. So for the Devil Sword Dante, it basically lets you do this. Like it lets you shoot out like these sword guys. And then there's obviously different properties if you hold it down. Like that, it does that. And then there's probably one if I do hold back. And then if I hold forward, oh yeah, if I do forward, it shoots them out like that. Or then I can do, oh, if I do it like back like that, it like whips them up. So that's pretty cool. For the Cavaliere, I think it lets you ride it. Like you see there, I can ride it there. Okay, that didn't change anything. If I hold forward, yeah, Dante like zooms forward on it. If I, so that's this, oh yeah, and then there's one in the air too. I forgot about that. It changes your air combos as well, which is pretty ridiculous. Like, look at how ridiculous this is. And like, it actually lets you stay in the air for a long time. That's what's kind of weird about the Cavaliere is that if you mash like the combo button, like you won't hit the ground. Hang on, I'll show you. So just keep doing, yeah, like see? Oh, okay, well I messed it up. It's probably because like the surface is different here. Anyway, okay, then there's the Balrog. So the Balrog is really cool because it actually has, I don't know, there's like, oh, they just added so much like to combat in this game. So like the Balrog has two forms. It has the kick form and the fist form. So the kick form is one I usually use because it's like really strong. But it's like this one where like this is like the usual, this is kind of the basic combo there. And then if I press circle while I have Swordmaster on with these, Dante actually does like a breakdance move here. And it lasts as long as I mash circle, although yeah, after a while it'll end. And I can end it sooner if I just don't press it again. And then it turns into a launch attack, so it'll launch enemies up in the air. And what's cool too is that with this attack, or with this weapon on, when Dante jumps, it actually counts as an attack as well. So like I jump and then like it would hit like whoever was nearby. And then what's cool too is that when I'm up in the air and I press circle, Dante does like this kick combo. It just is really awesome. And then if you press triangle while you're in the air, he does like this downwards kick. I really like using the downwards kick to like close distance because it's like a strong attack and it goes pretty far too, and it homes in. Okay. So the other form here is the punch form. So what's kind of weird about the punch form is that it doesn't actually have like a combo really. It's just you mash it and he just keeps doing these jabs. But if you keep jabbing, he will build what's called a 10 count meter, which you can't really see, but basically what happens when you build a 10 count meter is he will like his stuff will light on fire and he does more damage. And then when you have that, he does like this move where like he'll throw out like a thing, and then you can charge it up this uppercut there. That's pretty cool. The thing is too is that a lot of times I find that like I just forget like about a lot of the moves that Dante has, because there's just so many, and I'll just usually just end up rotating around the select few. But it's definitely probably worth it. I can also activate 10 count if I hold down triangle. So this is basically what 10 count does. It gives like all my attacks fire properties. Oh, and I messed it up. I didn't mean to switch. I'll switch back to. And then see he. Oh. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it doesn't last very long. So yeah, I like using the kick form though. But it's good to switch too, because then you'll probably get more stall points if you switch. So yeah, here's the King Cerberus I was talking about. For the circle button, it turns it. You need to have the Swordmaster on if you want to have the full thing here, the staff. It has a bunch of different moves too that I can't, of course, remember right now. But like, he's got that cool stab move. Oh my god, I didn't realize how accurate it is. That's pretty funny. So yeah, so Swordmaster is really cool because it gives you all those new combos, and it's just cool to see like how it interacts with like other, you know, weapons and stuff. Okay, Trickster is pretty cool. It's like basically it's really mobility based. So I don't have it leveled up. You can level up each style. I think I have Swordmaster at like level 4 or something, and I think 5 is the max level. All the other ones I think I just have at level 1, so I can't really do anything cool with them. But yeah, so Trickster basically lets Dante dodge and like zoom around a bunch. So it's really good for like if you want to be like kind of more dodgy. Then you can do like this air jump or this air dodge thing that you normally can't do with the circle button. It probably adds way more cool stuff if you level it up more. I just don't know what that would be. Okay, Gunslinger makes it so that all your guns do different things. So this is kind of like Swordmaster, but for your guns. So for... Oh, I don't actually have it locked. Oh, okay, it changed. It's not like how it was in Devil May Cry, like 3 and 4. So for Gunslinger, it changes a lot of your gun's properties. So you'll see here, this makes this gun shoot a lot faster, and then this gun is stronger but more accurate or something, I think is how it works. So yeah, it was a little different in the other Devil May Cry games, but yeah. Coyote, yeah, it makes Dante do like this nunchuck thing with his shotgun, which looks pretty ridiculous, but it's pretty cool. Faust, I guess he whips around the hat. I actually don't know what it would do in combat, but it looks pretty cool. And then there's the Kylian Ann. Oh shit, okay, that's pretty cool. Some of these I haven't even done yet, so that's pretty dope. Then there's Royal Guard. So Royal Guard is actually, I think, it's considered like one of the better styles. You can actually, obviously you can switch between them on the fly, but like at that point it's like that's so much to keep track of. I just don't have the brain capacity for that. But Royal Guard is interesting because as long as you hold down circle button, Dante will block the attack. But what's interesting is that if you block it right at the very last second, Dante will build. You see, there's like a meter around the R. As you block attacks, that meter will fill up, and then what can happen is you'll basically build up all the damage that was being done to you, and then you can fire it back at the enemy, which is pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, I like Swordmaster because you get to be wild. But that's mostly Dante's system. I still need to talk about the Devil Trigger stuff. There's so much going on with Dante. Thank you, Bree. I'm glad I can help. These guys are really annoying, these knife guys that disappear all the time. Because like you hit them and then they like leave and it's like, okay, well. Yep. Yeah, they're pretty hard to get like S ranks on because they just keep moving around so much. sorry if that was really bad, but took a lot of damage there too.
Up we go, I suppose. Seems like the fastest route. Well, that's gonna collapse. What?
So Dante's double trigger bar basically makes him better in every single way. It makes him stronger, it makes him faster, it heals him. Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. Double trigger's been in the game since like Devil May Cry 1, so it's like obviously a pretty classic feature. Every character usually will have a devil trigger gauge like that's playable in these games. Like V has a double trigger, Nero has a double trigger, but like not till like the very end of the game. And then of course Dante has a double trigger. Use the double trigger right now because my ass takes. Kind of crazy too is that in this they added a new feature to Dante, a new devil trigger gauge called Sin Devil Trigger. So Sin Devil Trigger, it basically it charges by you basically giving up your normal devil trigger gauge to charge it, and then you have to like hold it down a little bit longer to activate it. But basically, Sin Devil Trigger is basically just a better version of Devil Trigger, except you can't switch weapons. So you can only use like the one weapon, but it's basically like a kind of like when you want to do like the most damage as quick as possible. Okay, I'm gonna try Faust. So you see now this guy's wearing the hat, so now if I hit him while he's wearing the hat, I get red orbs from him. Which is pretty funny. Finished with an S rank. Can't complain about that. Ideally you want to finish a fight with an S rank. I'm still not too sure how like it actually rates like your combat stuff. Like as far as I think the way it works. I think the way it works is that like it'll affect your. I don't actually know how it works. I can't even begin to understand it. I should probably just look it up at some point. But obviously, generally, you want to have S rank for as long as the fight as you can, and until the end at least. I usually find that finishing on S rank is better than having an S rank in the middle of the fight and then not ending with it. I don't know how it actually works. Maybe it just like depends on how long you actually last in S rank. And then of course there's different versions of S rank. There's this first S rank, and then there's double S rank, and then triple S rank. Triple S rank is like obviously like the best you can get. which is I find that the easiest person in this game to get S rank on, or at least triple S rank on, is V, because V's combat style is really complementary to the style system. Yeah, this is like a level up screen. Every character has one, and you can oh geez, I didn't realize there's a sin double.
Oh, they're just gonna let me through. Boy, wouldn't that be the day. Is it Halloween already? That costume looks a little big. I thought you had better taste than that. How about I take it in a little?
Wow, bad.
just gonna let me through. Boy, wouldn't that be the day. Looks like I took in a little too much. You okay?
I've been better. Dante, that demon is...
Don't even think about it. Just rest. Dante! Take care of Trish for me. Dante, wait!
Dante's left.
Yes. And I don't think he can win.
What was that demon, V? Where did it come from? Urizen is not a demon. I know that for a fact because I'm from the underworld. My God. What are you then?
It doesn't matter. I'm a shadow of my former self who lost everything. I will tell you the story of my birth.
Oh, dang it.
Suffering defeat after defeat, that man's body was reaching its limit, breaking down. But he couldn't die yet. The man had a job that must be done. To defeat his twin brother.
Dante.
From devil with the strength of the Yamato. And eventually, the man became a true devil. Tried to hold together my crumbling flesh with what little demonic power I have left, but I'm approaching my limit. In separating and regaining my human soul, I've realized the gravity of the crime I've committed. realized how important everything was. Everything I've thrown away in my pursuit of power.
Is that why you went to find Dante?
Yes. Foolish. I thought that maybe he could change my... maybe fix... maybe right my wrong. Tell me. Was this fool before you, right?
I'm not your mommy, V. You're a big boy. And you need to see this through. Dante's war.
That's a road rash.
Oh my god, BTS is gonna release a track with Halsey. I'm so ready. Okay, Bree, we all know you love Halsey and BTS, so acting like you're not the most excited. Okay, so Bree, you're right. You're so right, Bree. You're right. You're right.
Suffering defeat after defeat, that man's body was
You need some blood, huh? Sorry, you wouldn't like mine. Huh. Fried blood in the gutter here. Guess that explains how the pools down there get filled.
Oh my god, the scribble overlay is iconic. Literally the greatest overlay ever created.
Unless you want to die, I suggest you get the hell out of my way. if I follow these grooves. When in doubt, smack it. That's our family motto. Yep. Here comes the blood. Oh, great. Crossroads. Decisions. I was hoping I could just follow the groove. But not making it easy. Don't want to keep Mr. Demon King waiting. Gotta pick up the pace. Been a while since I used my brain this much.
Thank you, Bree. Hello, Ethan, fellow gamer.
Man, this brings me back. Holy shit. Can't believe any of this is still standing.
Ha! There you are. Hey, what's wrong with you? Hey! Hey, Dante!
The demonic power was activated in me once, when Virgil lovingly jammed this through my chest. I always wondered, why did my father give me the rebellion?
Okay, what are you muttering?
Over the years, I've been stabbed and jabbed by a number of things. But who would have ever guessed?
Have you lost your mind? There's a demon to destroy! Kill yourself later! I'll help!
If Yamato can separate man from devil, then what about the rebellion?
You are absorbing the Sparta!
It can't be. Dante, you son of a bitch. I knew you couldn't be killed that easily. Hey, he's all yours. But don't let it become a habit.
Win, Dante! Win!
Dante. Run, Walt. Dante. You dare approach me in that form.
One to talk.
What's happening?
Bad news! Gotta go now! That houseplant is pissed off!
The cloud fog is revealed in its entirety. This inconvenience matters not.
Well, looks like no one's worse for wear. I'm just gonna double check.
Hey, where'd that garbage god go? What is Urizen after?
He's at the top of the Glyphod.
It's the other way around, Dante. This is the lowest level of the Glyphod's upper echelon. Human blood is the source of demons' power. The fruit born through the Glyphod is even more dense than the blood that created it. Its power is unparalleled. Even the almighty Mundus used it to become king of the underworld. Avid told me everything.
Yeah, well, that's a lovely story and all, but as long as we know where to find him.
Whoa, you are the infamous Dante. I'm Nicoletta Goldstein. Sound familiar? My grandmother is Nell Goldstein, the gunsmith that made all your fancy weapons that you got strapped back there. Yeah, there she is.
You don't much look like her.
Yeah, I got my looks from my daddy. That's about all I got from him. But based on his research, I managed to cobble this. Consider it a gift in honor of us finally meeting. Meeting.
It's time.
I'll take that. Dante. I'm gonna go too. Why don't you sit this one out?
Oh, let you call me dead weight again? No thanks. I've got all the power I need. Right here.
You don't understand. It's not what I mean.
Let him go, Dante. Time is a luxury
The squad's
that
all
we can
here.
no longer afford. We must chase after him post-haste.
What? Does that mean you're going too?
I have a duty to see this through.
Well, that's all you had to say, Mr. Poetry. I'm gonna go my way, and you guys can go yours. Let's just say that's the best for the cause.
You're lucky because I was literally about to start playing a V. Luckily, V is the easiest to play as. Okay, let's calm down a little. Maybe. Okay, Bree. You literally are calling me out right now. I don't understand why I'm being put on blast. What the heck? I'm literally just trying to upgrade V. Okay, there, I made him more powerful, even though I didn't really need to. But, you know what? It's time. So V is like, V's probably the easiest to understand. He requires the least like combo like variety, because mostly what I do is I just mini. Hang on.
Down we go.
Okay, he requires the least combo variety. It's mostly a lot of V's, like to get an S rank with V, it's mostly because V, the way V works is that he's too weak to fight himself, so he has to have the other guys fight. But the thing is that he can, he's the only one that can actually kill the enemy. So basically the way it works is that you use like his personas to beat up the enemy, and then when they're weak enough, then V goes in for the kill, essentially. So, yeah. So usually what I do when I play as V is I just mash triangle and square while I like just try and avoid getting hit. And you see that like my like style meter goes up like pretty quickly. And then every now and again I'll jump up and do a taunt. Oh, I'm taunting right now. I didn't really need that, but taunting gives you a really quick boost to your style. So like if I oh, okay, I thought that would have done it. Okay, this should get me to S rank when I kill him. Hopefully. Nope, didn't. Okay, well, that's because there's one. I don't know, I think it's because, it's kind of sad because, like, the animals, I think, like, they want to defeat Dante, but, like, I think at that point V's already dead, so they, like, are like, please, like this is our last wish or something. So I wanna break this thing first because okay, so now that I'm at an A rank, usually what I do when I get to an A rank is I'll activate Nightmare, because Nightmare comes in and he just messes shit up. You're right. I don't know. They should have realized what they were doing. So yeah, you see here, like these kind of ridiculous. To see like when they're white like that, that means I can go in for the kill with that. Look at this guy. There's actually some cool animations depending on what the enemy is. You'll do like different attacks on them. So yeah, he's pretty fun. I think V was made like to. Oh no. That's sad. He is a good boy. Deserves better. I mean, I could actually see him coming back, but maybe his gameplay will just be slightly different. I think that might be what they could do. Cause yeah, if his animals might be gone, but would be neat like. Oh yeah, look, he can zoom around like this. I don't know if you need that. Hang on, I'll do it again. Yeah, I'd love if he came back. What would be actually really cool is if like V came back, but he could turn into the animals or something, and then like all of his attacks were like based on like an animal. So like one of his moves would be like he does like a panther strike or something. He transforms into a panther, and then he does like a shoot 'em move, which is like the bird. That'd be cool. I'd actually like to see that.
Hey V, smelling something down there.
Hello, mother. I will. I am streaming, mother. Don't embarrass me. I'm streaming. My millions of viewers are going to think I'm a loser. Well, what do you want? What were you gonna say? Oh well. I'm glad the internet knows that now. My mom. Oh, well, she already left. Sorry. So, okay, these guys are kind of annoying, but. Ow, ow. Yeah, so the best play to play as V is to just not try and get hit and just smash buttons until people need to die. Okay, I'm sorry I made you emo. He wants to come back and remove me. Oh no, I messed up. So yeah, see, it's really easy to get triple S with V. Yeah, his Panther doesn't really do anything. Like, he doesn't talk ever, but like, you're not mini free. But, the